exciting band signed to RCA at the moment is fronted by a 16-year-old girl. She was discovered in a dry cleaners by Malcolm McLaren, the man who started the Sex Pistols. And he asked her to join a new band he was putting together called Bow Wow Wow.
He just said to me, do you want to have an audition? And I said, for what? And he goes, for a band I know of that are looking for singers. And we've been hanging around outside schools and this and that. We've been looking for ages, and, you know, and they just want to try anybody that I can find. So I said, fine. So I went along for an audition.
Anabel and Bow Wow Wow have developed their own style. They started as punk rock was beginning to lose its popularity and had to find a new image of their own. The music they created is based on African tribal drum rhythms called Burundi music, which also provided the inspiration for Adam Ant's hit records. And their clothes come from a small store in London where other pop superstars do their shopping. Malcolm McLaren still runs the band, and they have regular meetings with his assistant to talk about their promotions work. So far, McLaren has put together 3 best-selling albums for Bow Wow Wow. Why do you think Bow Wow Wow has been such a success?
I don't know if you could call it a success. I don't consider us a success at the moment. I mean, hopefully, commercially, our records are being played, which is one thing, right? But fans-wise, which is the most important, the kids that come and see us at the concerts, they're ultimately the most important, I feel.
What sort of lifestyle do you lead now?
A very exciting one. I travel around a lot most of the time. We just come back from a tour we've just been doing in America, and before that was Japan. Before that was a short stint with Queen. Before that it was a tour of America. Before that it was a tour of America. And before that it was a tour of Britain. And we've been travelling and touring most of the time.
Annabella's new job keeps her constantly on the move. The band's just back from America, and they're now off to watch their new video for Top of the Pops, which they filmed in Miami, with their promotions manager at RCA.
Well, nice to see you back from the States anyway. How was it?
It's great, man.
They're really great with us. They've helped us, you know, they give us a lot of support, a lot of promotional work. You need to have your records played on the radio, obviously. It all counts. It's all kind of like part of the package, I suppose you could call it.
Is it? Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Sweet. He's so fine, he can't be beat. He's got everything that I desire. Sets the summer sun on fire. I want candy. I want candy.
Annabella's now a top pop star, but she's still school-age, which presents problems with her career. Tell me the story of your education on the American tour.
American tour, my education. Well, I had well, when I was 15, I'm not 15 anymore, right? Being the law in Britain, you've got to have a tutor. And I had to have a tutor, but I have less than 3 hours a day, just to say that I mean, I wasn't learning whatever. I was learning things like just general subjects, but I wasn't learning what you'd learn in school, obviously, and I wasn't interested, basically. I wasn't, you know, I mean, 3 hours for me was like 20 minutes. And I was just going in there just saying I'd just done my lessons, and that was it. Because I couldn't, you know, obviously I couldn't go to school at the same time.
What sort of influence has Malcolm McLaren had on your life?
Malcolm has had the biggest influence on me, I think, because he proved to me when I was 14 that you could be what you wanted to be and not be what everyone else wanted you to be.
What's the story behind the album cover on Sea Jungle?
It was derived from a Manet picture that, you know, from the art books. And being Malcolm, he's really arty, right? And it's just a brilliant idea that just came about.
The album covers are another part of Bow Wow Wow's unusual image. The photo on the Sea Jungle album shows Anabella in the recreation of a famous painting. Unfortunately, it received a lot of criticism in the papers.
Oh, well, they call me things like nymph and nymphette, and, you know, I'm a silly girl, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what Chihuahua was about, one of the songs we've done. Because at the press, it's like taking a Mickey out of the press, because they were saying I was a little girl, I didn't understand what I was doing, what I was getting into. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's like an adventure. You've got to be prepared to live an adventure, and if you enjoy what you do, that's what counts. Doesn't matter what anyone else says.
What do you like doing in your spare time?
Spare time, well, at the moment I'm trying to work on lyrics for the next album that we're meant to be doing. And that's what I'm doing now. Because there's lots of things I do, but that's what I'm doing now, is working on lyrics.
How do you write your lyrics?
Well, usually it's a kind of like train of consciousness. I'll sit there and I'll just, you know, think of all these ideas in my head, and I'll just put them all together. And it's so embarrassing because I don't, you know. And then I just like get, from those ideas, I try and put together, you know, what I call a poem or a song.
I want a picnic! I'm sick of seeing signs to eat, walking down these dark, lonely streets. I don't know you. I don't know your town. I don't want to know you. I'll shop around. I can get a train. I don't need no hamburgers, no takeaway. I want my own game. No bacon take, no strawberry milkshake. I do better. Hell, I do better. Swinging from the trees, naked in the breeze. I got no blue chicken. Only go hunting and fishing. Wild, go wild in the country where snakes in the grass are absolutely free. Wild, go wild in the country where snakes in the grass are absolutely free. If I could get a plane, I don't need no suitcases, 'cause true love to go naked. Wild, go wild in the country where snakes in the grass are absolutely free. Go wild in the country.
But I just enjoy it. I mean, there's just a feeling about the music business, and you get hooked. You just love all the excitement, just the music, you're just being involved in that whole business. I've always been interested in music, and it's just brilliant.
Annabella's voice and image has been an important part of the success of Bow Wow Wow, but she never had any formal training as a singer, nor any real ambition to be one. She just happened to be in the right dry cleaners at the right time.